This is Kelly Hill, Executive Editor of RCR Wireless News. I'm here today with Danny Sleiman, who is Product Line Manager at EXFO. Danny, how are you?
I'm doing good. How about you, Kelly?
I'm doing well. Thank you for being here today. So let's talk a little bit about some of the things that operators are dealing with as they roll out 5G networks and how EXFO is positioning itself to meet those needs. So what additional elements of complexity are operators facing right now as they look to upgrade their networks to 5G? Let's talk about there's a lot of moving parts. Let's talk about some of them, like the new spectrum bands coming into play.
Yeah, good question, Kelly. So the goal of the 5G technology extends a little bit more than just serving mobile broadband. And it offers key advancement that enables a much wider range of applications. So 5G brings those new frequency. It includes lower and mid-band, which is in the sub-6 gigahertz, also called FR1, as well as brings higher frequency bands above 24 gigahertz, defined as FR2 or millimeter wave. The key thing here is that the 5G FR1 includes all the previous cellular spectrum. As we saw this year, we saw a big auction, going spectrum auction for the C-band and CBRS. Those bands were located at 3.5 gigahertz, and this auction was key to scale 5G. So by the end of 2021, we see operators are pushing to bring 5G service to the user all around the world.
Okay. So can we talk a little bit about some of the new 5G requirements and use cases? You know, there are some things about this that are more complex than what we saw in 4G.
Yeah, you're right. So with 5G, there's technologies that are really important, like beamforming, massive MIMO, TDD, dynamic spectrum sharing, and they are required to help 5G scale. But however, this is going to bring more complex technology and testing requirements. So on top of that, the network synchronization will be key for 5G network. It will be required to have a synchronized time of day on all network elements from the core to the radio. So Kelly, it's really exciting technology, but it is a challenging technology.
Okay, great. So EXFO recently introduced the 5G Pro Spectrum Analyzer. Can you give us a rundown of some of the solution's capabilities and then talk a little bit about why testing will be a key aspect as we transition to these next generation networks?
Sure. So with the multiple new cell sites that are coming into play and really this complex technology that we're talking, it will be important for operators to resolve those RF issues faster than ever. And the key thing here is that what's going to be impacted is the network capacity, the quality of service, the subscriber quality of experience, and the revenue. So we want to help our customers solve RF issues faster. And the 5G Pro Spectromizer bring real-time spectrum analysis and demodulation beamforming analysis on our FTB1 Pro platform. And this is all on the over-the-air solution. So some of the use cases we cover, like spectrum clearing, interference hunting, 5G cell site installation, indoor DAS validation, and all of that is really in a flexible and modular solution that supports FR1 and FR2 bands. So testing will be important to deliver those new services that 5G brings basically to the table.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about what EXFO specifically is bringing to RF testing.
Yeah, it's a good question. So we're bringing our field-focused expertise to RF testing. So we worked with tier 1 mobile operators globally and really designed a solution alongside our customer. So it's a solution that answers operators' challenges, and it's optimized for field techs and RF engineers. So it's an easy-to-use solution. It's going to have easy-to-interpret results, and given the complexity of the RF technology, we built in expertise in it. So we're bringing with a smart user-optimized GUI. On top of that, we have some features that we're adding, like patent-pending features like our intelligent peak detection and our snap to peak, which is basically are going to simplify the way you test RF.
Okay, so when EXFO announced the new test solution, one of the things that you folks emphasized was that it's both field upgradable and it's modular. So what do those things mean for its flexibility and usability?
Yeah, so in terms of flexibility and modularity, it's really, we want to offer our customer to scale at their own pace. So basically, a lot of the deployments that we're seeing are FR1 today, and as we go to FR2 and as their network transform, they'll be able to easily upgrade to that FR2 solution. So that ties into our field upgradability, where we're striking the right balance between the functionality and the portability. So field technicians or contractors can upgrade their kit right in the field. So they don't have to send the unit back to the factory and wait for upgrades. So basically there's no more downtime, and they're saving time and money. And for operators, this is key to enable 5G service.
Okay. Now, the 5G Pro Spectrum Analyzer, which is what you folks recently announced, that's integrated into your test kit, which is the FTB 5G Pro. I hope I'm getting that right. So how does the kit, which has a lot of other options in addition to the Spectrum Analyzer, how does that help operators address both their testing needs now and in the future as their networks continue to evolve? Because we're talking 5G, C-band, millimeter wave, all of these things.
Yeah, so the reality today is that field techs are asked to do a lot more than they used to before. And the challenge is that it's not necessarily only, for example, on RF. It could be on many different things. And the key thing here is that when you have a lot of cell site to cover, well, you want to make sure that your results are good from the first time, right? So you don't have to go back to this. So a cell tech, when he's going to receive that ticket in him to order to fix an issue, well, he's going to have to figure out, is it a fiber or a transport issue? Is it, for example, timing and synchronization issue? Is it, do I need to use my RF spectrum analysis over CIPRI or over the air? And do I need to do CIPRI, eCIPRI testing? So all those different tests comes into play, and really they have to fix whatever is the issue, and they have to fix it as fast as possible. And this is where we come in with that complete 5G solution, which you called it right, the FTB 5G Pro. And it offers all those different capabilities that are required for techs to complete their job. And the key thing here is that it's an all-in-one and easy-to-use modular solution. So at Expo, what we're trying to do is to help our customer to achieve more in really less time, in the less time possible.
Okay. All right. Well, Danny, thanks so much for taking the time to talk with us about this today. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for your time also, Kelly.